Bringing us the time for the interview. First of all, where do you see Frank Lampard going after he leaves Chelsea, and is it a mistake by them to release him?
I would say Frank Lampard has been a great player for Chelsea. It probably is in the short term a mistake. He's on £195,000 sterling a week, which is probably part of the thinking. So it's business. The other element in that decision, I think, is Ashley Cole is also looks like he'd be out the door. I think Abramovich wants to get rid of the old guard, the Mourinho's players, and have such an influence in the dressing room. It'll be interesting to see what he does with John Terry, because he's part of that particular group cohort. I think Lampard has been a terrific player, continues to be a very useful player for Chelsea. Had a key role in the Champions League victory last year, and I certainly wouldn't be letting him go. But Chelsea is a very strangely run club. My view is that Abramovich is always restless, he's always seeking change. Pep Guardiola refused to go there as manager, despite the money they would have been offering, which is a lot more than Bayern Munich offered. So I think they're becoming a bit of a pariah club for really talented people. Nobody wants to be at the mercy of this guy. I think his idea is that he wants young players, new players, and the transformation of the club. Getting rid of Lampard is part of that project. So it makes sense from his point of view, but nothing he does really makes much sense from a football point of view.
Next, with Real Madrid seemingly in a bit of disarray, is it a return to Manchester United a possibility for Cristiano Ronaldo?
Well, Real Madrid are in a lot of disarray. They're a mess. Mourinho is going to be out the door at the end of the season. They're struggling in La Liga. There's a faint possibility that they could even fail to qualify for next season's Champions League, although I don't think that's likely. Ronaldo is unhappy there, and he will be even more unhappy when Mourinho leaves. He's a very big star. The crowd don't really love him, and he's high maintenance, as they say in a romance. So he may leave, but that would be a very expensive operation for anybody. I think he's beyond the means of Manchester United. I don't think Barcelona would want him. There's a possibility that Abramovich might want him. He could certainly afford him, and Ronaldo would go to London. I think the situation with Real Madrid for managers and players is the club it's a mighty club. It's a huge institution. Once you fall out of favour, once your face doesn't fit, there's no way back. A lot of great coaches, including Capello and all kinds of people, have been very successful there. I mean, Vicente Del Bosque, the current Spanish manager, who's won a World Cup, won the Champions League and the Spanish League, and then got sacked. So it's a difficult place to work. I think that Mourinho will be out the door, and there's a distinct possibility that Ronaldo will go. He's still quite young. He's still got a lot of goals in him. He's still got massive star appeal. And if I was to pick a destination for him, ideally he would like to go back to Manchester. I know Ferguson would love to have him. Don't think they can afford him. I think Chelsea would be possibly the place that he might go.
And finally, this week's tips.
This week's tips. I think there's one big match. There's two big matches on Sunday. Actually, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Spurs, Manchester United. I think Manchester United will win at White Hart Lane. I think that's a very good bet, single bet. And for my three draws, I would suggest the doubles and trebles. West Ham QPR, London Derby, Swansea and Stoke. I think Stoke always hard to beat. Swansea having a very good season. Don't score a lot of goals. I think there's a very strong chance that could be a draw. And the third match that I think is highly likely to be drawn is Wigan and Sunderland. Sunderland will be, they're always again very hard to beat. Wigan are in a relegation dogfight. All of those three games would be very tight. So the three draws would be West Ham QPR, Wigan, Sunderland, and Swansea Stoke. They'll all be tight matches. Good chance to get a treble or at least a double.
Eamon, thanks again for your time.
Pleasure.